things off. JKS already spotting info down middle in the pistol round, and they're charging straight up the brackets here.
It's very quick, but that flash might just hold them for a moment. With this sort of crossfire, this is looking solid.
Two players spotted crossing, taps forward those USPs. monesy can get one decent kill, peeking in the left and right alongside twistzz, providing a bit of support. Great headshots coming in from that USP who can double up. A 4 versus 3. Bomb dropped in the open. Norbert's going to get caught off as monesy lands a triple, and Kicker is left alone.
Just for a moment, felt like Outsiders had done enough on that initial stance out towards brackets, the molly going towards the left-hand side of Porch. They force out the early 1-for-1, but not being able to drive monesy out of that cubby quarter towards long. So much damage being pounded down onto the T side. And now for Kicker, he's got the bomb on his back, but there's players everywhere.
And 60 seconds to play with to try and get back into the site, get a bomb plant. Unlikely he makes it work at this stage. He'll try prod out towards this arch position, but being wrapped in by twistzz should allow a decent kill to come through, effective and efficient. And the opening kill.
The role sort of transferred over from FaZe to this lineup was that Apartments Lurk, something that he was a bit of a trademark with.
Well, monesy's AWP is his trademark, and he connects it for the opening kill of round 5. Flit down. And JKS was providing support here, but does fall away in position. One more upgraded skill to the AK. Try and burst and spray through. Won't be able to get much here.
Just knowing that no one's really there for a trade, that's the Apartments Lurk dealt with very early on. Outsiders haven't got a massive amount of map coverage to work with. No lurk up there towards Banana, starting to pincer down towards this brackets take. There could be a boost over the top for the AWP. In fact, monesy's just going to play a little bit further passive.
And the M4 potential to boost up. Looking over to see nothing at all. Heard footsteps, but know that they're in brackets. Flashbangs in for Norbert to try take face. You've got JKS held out towards Mini Pit. Hunter into the bomb site itself. monesy's AWP still there to support. Sees several players as JKS locks out a kill, and monesy slowly walks around the corner to get a headshot on Kicker. A tag on towards one. Jame will hold one decent trade, but needs 4 more, and he'll get... Waited too long with the time against them. Hunter's already picked up the opening frag, and Fame cannot even get the trade. monesy sponged the damage, turned the AWP into Fame's position. 5 on 3 already gained by G2.
Oh my goodness. An aggressive move that's something Outsiders have not been ready for. G2 haven't been opting to go for many of those. monesy with a great reassurance on that backup as soon as Hunter starts falling off, and what you would have imagined Hunter to fall being on such low HP on that spam.
Well, there's Flit taking one back. JKS with a responsive instant at that for the G2 side, maintaining the 3-man advantage they started off with. 4-on-2 situation. The bomb separated from its backup, trying to make some noise out here towards long. Indicate that they've siphoned off that long position, blocked it off from brackets. Hunter's not falling for it though. No reason to push forward, especially as Kicker drops. And now James should reveal himself. And to his demise at that.
If that is the movement, but even play behind the smoke and get out to Moto now.
Ahead of it at the library position, flashbang turned away from. Moto smoke start to clear soon. Norbert seen, headshot found, but 2 other players there to take his place. Brings it back to a 4-on-4. Flit now out of the apartments, caught up by Hunter in a graveyard, and James AWP turns it back in. They get the kill towards the player and Mini Pit at the same time, so the plant is secured. 3v2, G2 locks out of the A site. They'll try to crack their way forward regardless.
Oh, Jame again with the AWP, even completely blinded off at the back of that one. And now twistzz, the IGL, trying to see if he can muster something up. Looking towards that pit control. Jame ends up with a triple, and that is a huge round way up.
The T's have their hold.
niko playing out towards the top of Banana. monesy with the AWP gets away with the first. The instant trade is there for Norbert, just like the last round.
Get rid of one of those big impact players. Next one down is niko. JKS, however, having his impact on the damage board. Norbert less than half HP thanks to that wallbang attempt. Smoke's being sent down with the nades up as standard. G2 hold their line. Outsiders reposition their line towards Banana this time.
They haven't baited any util out of twistzz, only the early nades from niko, so it means that twistzz got a full belt of util, can think about a double rotation or even a single rotation from long once that smoke goes down. A minute on the clock. It's all about time stalling now and gathering that info, and they're starting to move a couple of players over. This is a good read from G2.
Smoke to the cross and coffins. 2 players on their way back up. twistzz fall back behind those smokes, put the nades up. The damage of the Molotov actually gets one. The nade gets a second. twistzz it out back into the B site. Outsiders bunch up for the utility and leave themselves exposed to niko. James AWP shot too far to the right.
Apartments, JKS with the bait and the enemy piece towards the right-hand side. The numbers game looks good. Norbert gets away with one, and monesy does not respond. Instead gets spammed down low.
28 HP thanks to the wall bangs. Teams hold their line in the apartments. The flash is ready for James to try and break them in from the apartments. Pop, they're a little bit late to the marker. Fame out the gate, does tank some damage. monesy grabs that AWP, turns it in on Flit. Norbert falls to the advantage to the favor of G2, but both players on his site are low. Backup's quick to the scene though. Ned's kick up, finding Hunter. monesy still on the site, taking shots, will be exposing. Kick up through the smoke, brings it back to Outsiders' line.
Smoke off towards Moto. The twistzz have got to make a very tough decision where they keep looking towards a boost. And niko's going to try boost up over the top of Moto. Deals with the first to Jame at least.
It's an all-important frag back 2-on-2 situation. Flashes in to allow Fame to get back into mini pit. They won't know. niko trying to hunt for the info, jump facing. And we'll look around towards brackets in case there is a flank play. Incendiary sent down as hooksy sees the head. Now aware of one. Is he aware of that second man? Oh, that nade! Catches one. Is he going to be baited by the second kicker? Just biding his time, hearing the footsteps. Will wait for that bomb to get tapped. niko up at Graveyard will be spotted. Spray through, reveals position. He needs that kill desperately, and niko will not allow it. The retake will be on. Held by hooksy's defuse for a 30. 3 rounds to the victory for the T side. They're already into the AP site. Smokes down, kill found. monesy catching kicker instantly. The rotations are slow. They'll get to position on the CT bases. The backstab less so. The plant's already come down.
And they still got further util, still got a couple of nades to come on the back of JKS. And for Norbert, he's desperate to get any sort of pick back here for construction.
Fame's been seen, information being given up. Norbert trying to act his way forward, sees the vertical crossfire and gets pushed in by it. Jame, desperate, needs a kill. monesy and hooksy will offer it up to him actually. 3-on-3, transport back by the Outsiders. Need one of those kits, and I don't think there's one in play. Flit caught out now. Jame on the center of the site, needs his backup, but JKS goes for the double, and James got no way in. niko puts him out of commission. It's 5-0 rather, I should say, in the group stage here for the ESL Pro League. Pistol round, seeing the USPs and Glocks brought out quick in from the twistzz already.
Very fast. Get that smoke down towards the city spawn area. Split your way through from main and from that donut contact. Fame's hearing a lot of those footsteps, but doesn't want to get aggressive. They're going to hunt him down anyway. The USP trying to come out with a few kills for Fame.
Well, that's a bit more like it already. He was very low on his numbers. I think he scored like 3 by the end of that last map up. 5-on-3 instead for the Outsiders. Fame going to make it a triple, in fact. All right, this is really going now. Defensive might not have been able to hold on the bomb site itself, denying that bomb plant, but they can go back for the smoke and the ninja defuse. Kicker is tagged to 4 HP though, so there might be a bit of concern. They've got to body block him desperately so. Flit engaging upon. Kill found for niko, but Norbert gets them both and holds down the line. Gets in.
G2 are going to have to be very off.
Incendiary is thrown down the sheet towards that elbow position. The nade from Flit sees one player. He does a little bit of damage, but Norbert, however, opens up with the kill. Straight through the wallbang spray on towards that wood position. niko caught off guard and is first man out.
Fame and co still holding quite an aggressive sightline towards this mid contact. Kicker being spammed up. It seems as if they want to try and regain some of this lane control, try and force Flit a little bit further back of retaking mid too.
Hold position, kicker, it's M4. Leaning in from Cheetah. Flashes forward to try and gain some control back for the CTs. Burst up from kicker in particular. Working in against hooksy. Not able to catch the man for any major damage or a kill. You see that map control back in the latter minute.
Jame posted up with that AWP. hooksy thinking about trying to at least take a jiggle in towards that cave position. Jame has found himself in a very aggressive angle with the AWP, but does get baited and hooksy fires it.
Not ideal there with the AWP shot missing. And hooksy being allowed a double for it. Flit at least finds Hunter back in mid control, so it is even up at a 3-on-3. That bomb, however, is committing towards the B site, and they're just clearing up the back lines if at all possible.
Wonderful double entry coming through from hooksy, really giving them a way in towards this B site now. And even for Norbert, he's got a teammate with him, a Flit, but they're crunched out of the site right now.
Tapping that smoke means that monesy could get spammed down, and Norbert almost gets him the same. 21 HP at 21 seconds. That bomb will get planted, and monesy's forced to back away, but Fame now in for the backstab. hooksy caught looking the wrong way at the wrong time. Advantage back to the favor of Outsiders. monesy can't hold on against Norbert's quick peek, and now it's all on JKS. One of the newest additions here for G2 alongside the Dane. Diffuse being tapped and stuck here, body blocked from all sides. JKS will be heard. There's no way he gets to that bomb
inside of A. They've just left niko towards the B doors by himself.
Several players pressing in towards the mid control. Boost up for Jane will be hunting for these individuals. Molotovs and smokes being sent down. Oh, they're going to go for the mid take here, G2. Counter nades are decent, and James all ready for the first contact. No flash against him means that Hunter is as good as gone.
James puts himself in an excellent position. Aggressive on the off angle out from Donut, deals with the pick, and then just falls back. Allows himself to relocate over towards A. JKS has got another player on the other side of the Donut. The flash is good to Fame and repositions him.
I think he had the footstep as well. Not taking his eyes off this position, putting the Molotov up close. Fame's forced to move, nice. And that will lead to the trade. Very smartly played from the Aussie. 4-on-4 as a result. CT's very spread out now.
And now you start thinking for outsiders, is there going to be some mistakes? niko actually being spammed. There has been so much out towards that wallbang and out to ramp when it comes to the spam through smokes.
The second time that's happened to niko. Different position, sure. In this 4-on-4, it means that outsiders have an advantage in the HP department. Still lacking in the firepower on those two from Arses. The M4 of Flit will be all the way back over towards the mid control. And Kicker will be the solo defender of B. They've gone for the stack to the wrong bomb site.
And JKS is trying to sell the fake over towards A, get that lurk smoke down. James holding a very good angle right now onto JKS.
Might sacrifice himself to sell him on the idea of the A hit, but he's the only player seen, so Norbert thinks there might be something else going on. In fact, all players will start the committing. The bomb's got to commit itself. 16 seconds. Kicker holding out towards Weird. Flash in. Monesy, his back turn. Kill found for Norbert. Kicker can focus on one more player out towards Cave. Norbert can get the double. So this doesn't tell the full story for me. Not just yet here. Nade sent down towards lane. Damage will be sponged by niko, but Flit's headshot comes in on monesy. Gapping that smoke to abuse. He doesn't quite look onto niko's position for it. Backs away instead, but starts the re-aggression, and this might catch niko completely off guard indeed. Flit finds the double, turns around for the triple as well. Is he going to get caught off? No, they back away.
Flit is so much more comfortable and confident here on that second map than he was on the first. Took him a while to even find the first pick. Jane with the AWP strafing down towards that cheater position, catches off Hooksy, and now the last couple of players towards mid might get cleaned up by Flit again.
Still wants his triple. Very advanced angle as well. Smoke's ahead of him. He's going to hide in a very awkward position. The Molotov to send back and force them forward. The AWP pulling attention up towards window and lane. Flit's just going to wait. And I imagine that as soon as the smoke clears, he just gets a tidy double for a quadra overall. We'll start to fade right about now. Hunter and JKS all get seen. JKS good for the trade. But now essentially an ace clutch to try and hold for him. Backstabs inbound and all. Fame does give up his life. They're giving away 1v1s now. But that bomb's been lost out towards the B doors. So JKS should have no real way into this recovery.
Try his best to isolate the individuals, flash over deep towards lanes, try and smoke off. One of the positions to deal with James, walk through the smoke, kick it on the other side, but it's just not going to happen. Time is running low. The best that he could hope for is the pick onto James, which doesn't quite
down. They're burning quite a lot of damage on him, and Hunter could see some early casualties again from the T side in this position. Edge of the smoke, Fame sees one, unawares of the second player. Hunter can get the trade, and Flit will not try and frag back, continuing to play secretive, but might concede candles.
Finally, some success coming through from mid, something that G2 have really struggled with. Yeah, Flit's still alive, but it's that 1-for-1. Get monesy in for an AWP duel.
Might just win it as well. James currently has better numbers, but monesy has another chance to use that AWP, so it's yet to be seen between those two individuals. niko, however, finding Norbert again towards the lane entrance. monesy backs away, doesn't go for that fight.
Wonderful patience coming through from niko. You could see the way that G2 are really attering around towards that mid control. They've got Hunter aggressive in towards Candles. niko's just playing a little bit more on the back foot, waiting for aggression to come through from ramp. Flit finds the trade and deals with the AWP too.
Quickly catching him. The AWP couldn't fire while running. It's caught off guard and out siphoning the last two players from G2 off from each other. Hooksy in main, niko back at lane. niko will try act out here, but 22 HP for him. It should be an easy enough kill or a trade later for the outsiders. Leave Hooksy, the IGL, alone to try clutch this round ostensibly. 30 seconds, and niko will just try pull distraction. See whether Hooksy can get that bomb down.
He's got to get a fight, really. At least engage into one, even if he doesn't win it. Try and draw that rotation back over towards B. Kick it, drops him, but still look at the AWP, holding for James. That's really well done there.
We've seen so far here. I don't think, again, it'll be the complete end of the G2 squad, but if Kicker keeps playing with confidence like that, if Fame can keep finding these insertions in towards main, getting the bomb to drop, another 5v2 game by the outsiders, G2 get one back, but they've been reduced so much, and now the bomb's been seen. Flit's going to cut them off. This round is over. Outsiders, they keep playing like this, and it might already be over.
Incredible to think that Kickit finds 2 there. The spacing a little bit wide for G2, not in a position to trade out at all, standing in a molly, still peeking out wide and connecting onto damage. Flit's hearing that bomb being picked up. This is a round-winning play.
Well, monesy slowed down for the AWP scope though, utility in hand. That's an execution shot. Flit took his time and it paid off for him. Hunter, 3 kills in this map to go hunting for a clutch, a 1v4 clutch. Which just seems so far out of the realms of possibility that I want to say save, but he's got 50 bucks. And G2 don't really have a buy in the next round. They might just go for the half invest and invest back into round 15 to try and get something out of this. Mean at best, a 12-3 scoreline at this stage. And Hunter
a lot of attention's going to get drawn away from monesy's position towards a backup player.
JKS will play first contact. monesy will just be the backup dancer alongside Hunter with the crossfire. They both, that one player gets smoked off at the very least. Hunter will wait, and monesy now sees contact. Headshot swings on a second man, turns it into a 2-for-1 trade, makes it a triple with the headshots found. Flit gives up the 4K as JKS gets the last. Smoke set up as Norbert leans in, sees one player, engage again, does go awry. Kicker tagged up for it. monesy catches Norbert pretty effectively and smokes back the back of the site. James looking for the headshot, can't get it. At least monesy falls in trade to a nade, but niko responding through the smoke, through a wallbang. Fame should get caught back here towards ramp, and G2 look to lock out the defensive for the most part. Eventually, Fame will drop towards the SMG of Hunter, and now it's all on Flit in a clutch.
He's trying to get ahead of that smoke, but just not to be. Bomb dropped out in the open means that for Flit, he has the time to try and stall. Does not have the teammates around him, though. 1v3 dry. niko on the other side of the smoke.
Spray's blinded. 35 seconds, and Flit stepped.
niko getting close to some of those spam attempts. Flit gonna get domed out towards elbow. That's the lurk being dealt with. They've still got a lot of lane and bottom ramp presence.
A few more one-taps in niko, so a number of those out from the last map. A perfect kill in towards that mid phase. That does bring it to a 5-on-4. Advantage G2. Kicker continuing to receive hurt from G2's nades and the further utility placement that they can use. Got one more incendiary left though, so not much more damage output here.
And knowing that that mid lurk was dealt with, now we're seeing outsiders allow a second person to get into that same position of James. Keep that attention up towards the top of candles. The bomb is outside of A, which is only giving me the idea that they're going to try and sell a little bit more of a fake towards B and end up splitting A.
James walking forward, monesy. Made a little bit of noise there in candles. JKS, gap abused. James caught looking the wrong way at the right time. Counter flashes. JKS continuing to try and engage and ultimately win that fight. Down low HP, a trade might be available, but the kills keep pouring in for the CTs. Fame responds with one. The A site has seen the bomber can get planted, but he's completely without support.
Norbert coming through from mid. niko's going to hear that, so they know if we're able to deal with the side play, we can just get onto the bomb quickly.
Great flash in there from Norbert, stalling for extra time. We've got to deal with these two individuals seeing the shadows and getting away from position here.
Trying to see if he can evade, get out of this donut position. Got to try play with Fame now.
Looking in against monesy, got to swing out real quick, got to get this kill, but monesy locks him down all on Fame. 1 versus 3, cannot stabilize the first frag. And G2 hang in there for just a little bit longer. Down against Norbert and Fame. monesy watches with the orb, connects on Kicker, looks around the edge of the smoke, almost lines up 2, but just gets that 1. Norbert with a responsive, a 4-on-4. JKS playing behind the wall of smoke set up by the T-side, finds an angle above it, sprays through on Fame, but Fame wins out the fight. The nade from Hooksy takes it back to evens and does damage to James in the back the same. Norbert swings out the edge of the smoke. That Hooksy has found a new angle to play with. 3-on-2 now. G2 have maintained the defensive. Can they maintain it for a bit longer? Not against James.
And James is finding so much from this big box position, just with distraction being pulled and Flit out from A main. They've got so much time to play with. niko still wrapping around towards that CT position, and Hooksy, while he was in donut, is now relocated. He wants to come through from A main.
It's about to check him and does think damage. 11 points of health. That Galil not quite enough to get the frag. And James is aware of at least one man. Where's the second one coming in from? niko's AK versus Flit's Galil. All-important fight for niko to win. It's all James now. His time to shine, his time to save. His time nonetheless. He backs off towards CT, holds a very tight angle. Is he going to go all the way back towards candles, perhaps? I'm not sure what his angle is. The bomb is in the open. Tight position. Sees one, doesn't take the shot, but they've been unawares of where he's at. niko on the bomb, shot misses out, damage be's done, needs to swing, and niko holds him away as the fuse comes in and they hold for
JKS and Hunter, this crossfire again.
JKS, the forward man though. The first contact behind that big box. Great counter smoke from Hunter's position. JKS takes an advanced position, gets that first. It's flashed off blinded, and Hunter lines up two with the HE as well. James Orb frags on one. Hunter gets him right back on for the quadra. AWP rotating to the back lanes. niko looks to aggress upon Jamie. Does not lose these fights. How many times has he won these kind of duels?
He's been sharp. He's been stepping it up big time on that city side towards Cheetah. And now for outsiders, they're trying to pincer down towards A. Put pressure onto JKS and Hunter again.
Ashes in, JKS swinging the nades, sent way too deep against JKS, so not a lot of damage being done. Smokes up, suppressing in that main angle, and the man will press forward even closer. Got FaZe and Norbert round of that corner, and we'll find the pick alongside Hunter dropping. 4-on-3, outsiders have reclaimed the advantage.
And they've got everything favoring them right now. monesy trying to get aggressive, has not been smoked off just yet.
Oh, almost adjusts towards that lightning fast flick, but FaZe finds the frag. niko, quick up again, finds the headshot, sees where Norbert is, knows that the bomb is on his back as well, providing pressure to the left, and flashes in from hooksy.
Backstab.
We'll try to keep the pressure up, you're right about that. Kick out comes in, deals with hooksy, it's all niko. Ace clutch available for him, wins the third fight, can't adjust towards Norbert, dead out of ammo, somehow wins the quadra, but doesn't get the ace. Kicker, main Hunter smokes in before he sees contact, and can't see them at the other smoke, put down towards the CT entrance. It's Norbert, first casualty as Hunter does find his angle in the end. Nades down doing damage, and JKS takes point.
Plenty of HGs to work with. This could be great for the retake and for FaZe. He's waiting for one of the players to aggress over the top of that donut smoke.
Oh, there's monesy with his AWP, fragging back, kick out responds, tries to keep things manageable, but it's a 4-on-2 for G2 at the moment. Outsiders suppressed on very different fronts. Flip falls, James alone to clutch it again. Very few clutches have gone his way. He might find a frag at best. But I believe this round goes the way of G2, especially with popped out there. Looks like he did. I can't quite tell. I don't think FaZe can either.
Now out towards a big box. He's got to try and bring Flit into the fold. Both of the A-side players have to really try and strike here, and Flit's actually playing very defensive in the util.
Less than 40 seconds. FaZe, oh, evading hooksy. Looks away at the wrong moment, but still adjusts for the double spray. hooksy and JKS down. And Flit's there to back it up as FaZe will drop. Advantage still rests with the outsider's side, but G2 have an insertion point. Look at Hunter, inbound to catch kicker, turn around against Norbert. He finds a double of his own, and monesy lands on Flit. They lined up to the back, and James is left in the clutch again.
Oh my goodness, what a round. What a late play coming through from Hunter to catch the CT sleeping off guard as they rotate off a B. And now for James, 1v3. Players are down low, but monesy's still alive with the AWP.
1-on-3. Such low HP for two players and all. In theory, could find the picks on Hunter and niko and turn the AWP via battle to monesy, but monesy's out fragging James at the moment, and time's ticked so far. Now he's been seen, tagged up, incendiary, thrown towards main, which could have found niko in a donut instead, and either way, the time's ticked too far. No time for the defuse. He'll try his best to bait out shots, but G2 have found map and match point. For his trouble, he takes a lot of damage. Look at Norbert storming the Lions and getting put in his place by JKS. Kicker can't recover anything. He's caught by Hunter, and I think we smell the end, Dweg.
It seems that way. Double pick over towards B. So much time left on the clock. A two-man advantage within the first 20 seconds. But there's a lot of players. And over towards B for outsiders.
M4 watching. James connects on Hunter. A 4v3 situation. G2 hold the advantage. FaZe trying to trade, but can't keep hold of anything. niko, forward man, gets him. And James to rotate his AWP to stand his ground. Connects on JKS. Down with a 13 HP, however. How does he work his way in from this?
He's got to get assistance from Flit. Oh, James is thinking about making an aggressive play. Wants to try and deny the bomb if at all possible.
He's firing to the wrong position, though. And now needs Flit support. 100 HP for the M4. 13 for the AWP. The smokes will start to fade. The flashbangs provide a bit extra support. And monesy lands on Flit. It's all on James now. For what I think is the fourth time or so in this overtime at least. A clutch for him to make happen. Swinging out. Caught off by hooksy with one bullet. It's a 19-16 scoreline for G2. A 2-0 overall in the series as they make it a flat fight.